Welcome back to another movie review. So this one I'm really excited to do. I'm a big classic horror fan, so when I watched this movie, it was a treat. So, I rewatched Van Helsing recently for the first time since I was a kid. This movie used to scare the shit out of me when I was a kid. Funnily enough. But I still loved it anyway. So I wanted to rewatch it, and I found it on Netflix because I don't own it on DVD yet, so I thought I'd give it a watch. Let me just say, I enjoy the vampire hunter take on the classic character of Dr. Alexander Van Helsing from Bram Stoker's novel. It was very fun. Let's see. While it was very, how do I put this? There was some comedic moments. It was very campy, but it wasn't bad campy. Like, it was like there was a lot of stupid action moments, but I would expect it in a movie like that. It reminded me a lot of Castlevania, and I love that. Like, I would have preferred Dracula be a little less comedic and more serious, like a lot more attuned to his book counterpart, but I don't mind the interpretation, you know what I'm saying? Same way that Van Helsing originally is in the novel is just a doctor, he's not a vampire hunter, but it's still cool. And that crossbow he has a crossbow that's like basically just a machine gun crossbow, and that shit is cool as fuck. But weirdly enough, you know, going into the movie, seeing like vampires and werewolves and you know, Frankenstein and all this shit, like the classic movie shit, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, all that. Honestly, I believe the best part of the movie, in my opinion, to be Frankenstein. I know, Frankenstein's monster, shut the fuck up. I'm not calling him that every time. But I love that Frankenstein pays homage to the classic film, you know, with the fear of fire and the windmill section and all that, but that they don't try to paint him as a monster. I absolutely adore that they still keep the core traits of the character, being a misunderstood being, only wanting to simply live, and that he's a hero. I love that, because so many pieces of media tried to misunderstand the character by making him the monster that he outwardly seems to be, you know, a killer, but he's not. He is not a killer. You know, I know I'm a DVD player, I just use these titles because they're catchy, but he's a survivor, he's not a killer. He's not a villain, he's not a monster, so I love that they made him a hero. They made him a good guy, and I love it. He's so entertaining to watch throughout the whole movie, and it was amazing. My favorite moments in the movie were basically any scene with Frankenstein, the Mr. Hyde part of the movie, and the final showdown with Dracula. So now we're getting to the final part of the video. What is my ranking of it, and would I recommend to you Van Helsing? So, my ranking of Van Helsing as a classic horror fan, I'm gonna go an 8-9 out of 10. It was a solid movie. Was it the greatest written movie? Not necessarily. I feel like the pacing was a little bit bizarre at times, but it's a campy movie. It's not supposed to be super serious. It's not supposed to be super continuity focused, and that's how it came off. So I think that it's not the greatest movie ever made. It does have room to potentially be better. But it was still really good, so I'm going 8-9. And would I recommend to you Van Helsing? I would recommend, if you like vampires, you like classic horror literature, you like, you know, classic Universal monsters, watch this movie. If you're a fan of Universal monsters, classic horror literature, it is a treat. So yeah, I'll catch you on the next movie review. Next up, Akira.